Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's me, the G0D. It's your boy Trey God. Yeah, fuck. Okay. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. We're reacting to, oh my god, I can't do this, man. Top 10 best visually stunning action anime by the one and only Vinny Tube, man. Another list video. Without further ado, let's get straight to the video. Before that, don't forget to like it and subscribe. We're working on these call to actions. And please subscribe. Please. Please. Ah, that's loud. Oh my god. Was that blood blockade? Yeah, it's blood blockade. Yeah.
These days, we've got spoiled by amazing animation from the decade-long history of modern anime to expect a show or two exhibiting Sakuga every season, but anime didn't exactly look this good before. It hasn't always been like this. Still, there are some shows from the past decade or two that have exceeded expectation and wowed us with spectacular editing, animation, or simply composition. For me, these are some of the standouts. I'm certain you'll be able to call some titles as early as now, but who knows? There could be some surprises lying in wait. Starting off, we have Beyond the Boundary.
What's this? Okay, oh, okay.
Not what you expected, huh? Beyond the Boundary is probably not in everyone's expectations when talking about visually stunning action anime, and it's easy to see why. It had a niche fan base before when it was airing, but now it's been almost a decade since airing, no one really remembers the show much.
Hey,
it's not the
this
first name to come up
heat.
with when you go through your catalogue of KyoAni shows, and it's a shame. One of KyoAni's first foray
I'm curious
into
how many
full-on
episodes it
supernatural
has.
action
Might
is
check
an
it out.
experiment gone right, in my opinion. Fluid action sequences and a perfect atmosphere for this dark action series helped buoy this show that unfortunately had good but not spectacular reception. It's not Shinkai or anything, but for its time, Beyond the Boundary also had some of my favorite sceneries and visuals out of anything airing in that season. We can also thank KyoAni's visual directing for that one, and I think it's easily one of the studio's strongest points. At number 9, we have K.
Okay, oh, I've seen this too. I was like a really long time ago.
For those who were around in the
Only
early
the first episode.
2010s likely knew K for one thing: the filters. Before No Game No Life made it cool, K was known as the charismatic show that had the unique tint thing plastered on the screen all the time. Oh, I also meant that it's known for one thing: its stunning action sequences. Make no mistake, K is a show that carries with it a lot of cool rebel energy, if you get what I mean, and that strong point gets accentuated even more with its art and animation. Overall, K just looks simply beautiful. The visuals vividly capture the atmosphere of the
episode I remember.
city-filled skyscrapers, and the fights are, as the video's title suggests, visually stunning. It gets especially great when the people start soaring and the camera angles capture the impact of each object's motions. K, as well as the succeeding season and the movie, is a series that takes you on a literal thrill ride.
Is that a movie?
While the screen
They made a
filters
movie?
can be a bit hit or miss, the animation is definitely a thing to laud.
Oh my god. Yo, whoa. Sword Art does have good anime.
In a contrast to the first entries now, this is a show that needs no introduction. With the series still going relatively strong for its decade-long
I want to
run,
watch
pretty much
the newer
everything that's been said
series,
about
but
SAO
like,
has been said somewhere
this
on the
just
internet.
put
No
such
matter
a
what your
bad
opinions on
taste
the
in my
franchise
mouth.
as
I
a
don't
whole
want
are,
anything
however,
to
one
do
thing
with it
cannot be
anymore. You
denied.
know what I
In
mean?
terms of production
It's like
values,
Chance the Rapper.
SAO is
Like,
king. Sure, there's
he
the
made the
Kirito
Big
shot
Day.
and other hiccups,
I don't even want to go
taken as a
back to
whole,
listen to his
SAO is a
old
show that
music, like, you know?
undeniably looks good.
Like, that's how
Pictures
bad the Big
themselves
Day
don't have
was.
the most stellar reputations, but if you want a show for them to demonstrate their skill, you can just point to what's become their flagship title. By the time the series reached the War of Underworld arc, there was Sakuga almost every other episode, coming at us with some of the most extravagant lights and fireworks the franchise has ever seen. Though over 100 episodes, 2 movies and counting, and all the extra anime content, one thing has remained consistent with SAO, and that is its excellent art and animation quality. Next up, we have Kekkai Sensen in 7th place.
Hey, this show is pretty fire.
Nowadays, it seems that people know Kekkai Sensen more for its ending theme. You know, the first season's very popular ending sequence that has been parodied quite often. That fact gives me mixed feelings because while I love how the show's getting some love, moving past the ending sequence, I legitimately enjoyed this supernatural foray into Hell Salem's Lot with the ever-trusty Leonardo Watch on our side. The episodic nature of most of the episodes may not be a lot for people, but for those who just wanted their dose of urban fantasy action, you'll be in for hell of a treat. Studio Bones really went all out for this decently niche title to produce what I believe is one of the best animated action series.
If y'all haven't seen this, y'all should go watch it.
The character writing, which many have praised,
pretty sure it's called Blood
Blockade.
Blockade.
A title that unexpectedly exceeded all expectations that I had. It's also
I think it's
got
on
another season
Hulu?
which likewise delivered the same
Netflix?
goodness, so the fun doesn't end in just 12 episodes.
I think Hulu.
We proceed to Movie Land with Garden of Sinners at 6.
What in the world is this?
One of the many lesser-known Nasu titles. Garden of Sinners is mostly known for its very intricate storytelling, the mysterious aura that it carries, and to a lesser extent, the breathtaking visuals. Perhaps it's because people expect great visuals from a theatrical production, but the Garden of Sinners movies go beyond those expectations
these are movies?
and shatter them over the course of 7
he said that
movies.
earlier.
The mid to
Come
late
on, listen, bitch, come
2000s
on.
is still quite early in their history, but Ufotable already started showing glimpses of the future with how the Garden of Sinners movie was animated. Very fluid and well choreographed action sequences get coupled with those melancholic backdrops and detailed environments create the mysterious air the movie series has most of the time. The character designs are also a thing of beauty.
What the hell did he throw at
Garden
her?
of Sinners overall, I guess it's a prelude of things to come for Ufotable.
Yo, this shit looks clean as hell. Garden of Sinners?
Take a look at the newest kid on the block,
Jujutsu
Kaisen.
Understandable.
It's finally time to talk about the cool kid of the 2020
Demon Slayer top 3, how much you wanna bet?
To say that Jujutsu Kaisen's best point is the animation, I feel, would be doing the anime a very minor disservice. When it comes to the world of battle shonen, I personally feel that Jujutsu Kaisen is more than the sparks and flashes. It's got some creative usage of its cast, goes slightly past norms while keeping in line with the established tropes of the genre, and introduces us to some really nice fight setups. But I can't blame you if the first thing that strikes out to you for Jujutsu Kaisen is its animation. I mean, Sakuga is just everywhere in Jujutsu Kaisen. We can talk about the Hanami fight, or half the things Gojo does, or Fushiguro's glorious moment at the tail end of the series. Almost every episode, there's something in the visual spectacle that is Jujutsu Kaisen that makes people's jaws drop. Jujutsu Kaisen is the newest addition to the ever-growing library of anime titans to take the world by storm, and it made the best entrance that anyone could hope for. Right after Jujutsu Kaisen is Demon Slayer.
Damn, I was off. I had a feeling it was going to be next, but I was like, he might put it in the top 3.
To no one's surprise, Demon Slayer is on this list. And yes, I intentionally placed it next to Jujutsu Kaisen because in a more meta sense, the two shows feel like successors to each other given their similar trajectories and success. Settings changed, characters changed, but the whole premise of a team of specialists fighting supernatural and demonic beings lives on. For Demon Slayer, everyone can talk about Rui, but have you seen what Ufotable did with the movie? How about the time Zenitsu showed off how badass he can be? Heck, even in the currently airing Red Light District arc, there's no shortage of Demon Slayer just being...
I haven't watched season 2 yet, man.
A bright art style that captures the vigor of the era, and spectacular post-processing effects that enhance every moment they're in. It's rare for it to happen, but Demon Slayer is a title that manages to surpass its source material thanks to these extravagant visuals. It's a no-brainer that Demon Slayer's on here. And if you've been in the anime community for the past year or so, you wouldn't have needed to hear that from me. We open our top 3 with Mushoku Tensei.
What is this? Ooh.
Of course, the granddaddy of isekai isn't gonna disappoint. I don't blame you if you had your doubts, however. After all, given how saturated isekai is these days, we have a lot of these low-budget filler works. It would be a crime against humanity if the anime gods dare saddle Mushoku Tensei with that treatment, right? All those fears were put to the test when the first
every
episodes
isekai,
dropped,
there's gotta be a woman with a witch hat on. I don't get it.
Mushoku Tensei is a title with a very lush and vibrant setting, and much of the world building and the feeling of discovering a whole new world were brought to life life thanks to the studio's
What is
skill
up
in
with the witch
background
hats?
design and fight animation. Mushoku Tensei
Yo,
boasts a lot
yo.
of fights that really give off that much-needed impact a fight has to have thanks to the animation team. Not every show gets the honor of having a studio made solely for adapting it, you know? That's how we know these guys are serious about Mushoku Tensei, and it's up to us to enjoy the fruits of the team's labor. Controversies and all, this is by far one of the most well-made isekai out there.
Mushoku. I don't even remember how to
Second
say
place
Mushoku
is
Tensei.
Mob Psycho
Hey,
100.
yay! Shout out to Mob. Give him some. Hey, Mob is
I don't think
fire.
that I need to tell you anything about the amazing visuals of Mob Psycho 100. An amazing series in its own right, people all over the world have loved Mob Psycho for its interesting characters, engaging plot, and of course, the godly animation and fight sequences. In fact, you could be around back when people were up in arms because the title didn't win Best Animation in one Crunchyroll award or something, but that's besides the point. What I'm here to highlight is the cinema tier aesthetics that Mob Psycho has. It looks deceptively simplistic, the art, but when you start seeing the fight sequences, how the powers get presented, and how everything just moves and reacts according to the events you're seeing on screen, just prepare to be blown away.
When is season 3 coming out?
Mob Psycho's strongest suit for me, but it sure is the one that strikes out among its peers. Mob Psycho 100 is an adaptation that showcases the power of an adaptation. Just like Demon Slayer, it's a title that shows how being able to see and hear things brings you a way better experience than just reading something. The most visually stunning action anime for me is none other than Ufotable's Fate.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Fate's Stay Night didn't have the most glorious art. It's not that Dean Stay Night is absolutely awful, but it's a show that didn't do too much to bring the Fate franchise to the mainstream. Back in the mid-2000s, you'd be laughed at if you thought that this little VN adaptation would soon turn into a money printer in the world of mobile games and anime. Fate struck gold when Ufotable got handed the reins to adapt both Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works, and it just snowballed from there.
Well, I watched the first episode of Fate to like make a video.
You couldn't have found
I never
better
uploaded
studio
it.
to do it. One of the best
I still have it. You want it?
The two
Let me know. Let me know in the
the
comments.
series momentum, and before you know it,
But
we
yeah,
have a
Fate is-
multi-billion-dollar franchise on our hands. From the very
Fate's
smooth
nice.
fight Warriors watch order, you can just go Zero, then UBW, or Heaven's Feel. So is Ufotable's Fate your pick for most visually stunning
I need
action
to
anime?
fucking watch.
Why
I need
or
to
why not?
keep watching
Tell
that
me in the
show.
comment section. I hope you had a great
That's the video, y'all. If y'all enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm yawning throughout this whole damn video. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate y'all. Go on, peace.